So, the Liver King has been lying. Right, Auntie Liz, do you even know who the Liver King is?
I do, because you have shown me his posts in the past. Like, look at this guy. He apparently sleeps on a floor. I remember that. And he eats a completely raw meat diet. And then you showed me a picture of him. And I thought, that ain't diet.
Yeah, so the Liver King I kind of found out about the Liver King about a year ago. People were tagging me and stuff, sending me links, sending me videos. I'm sure all of you guys have seen the crazy type of diet that he eats. I've seen him on a few different podcasts. But to be quite honest, I see these kind of things pop up on Instagram and I ignore them. I'm not really bought into...
You're not a social media guy anyway, are you?
Not necessarily not a social media guy, but, you know, I'm not really brought into, like, gimmicks.
No.
And I kind of just saw it as another gimmick. It's like, this guy's got a great physique. He's obviously trying to build a brand, trying to sell some stuff and, you know, build himself up on social media. Good for him. And I kind of go off on my way.
Did you think he was natty, though?
Not in the slightest.
Did you know that he was claiming to be natty?
At first, no. I didn't really know any of that side of things at all. I just saw a guy with what I thought looked like a really good physique. I was like, almost like a freaky physique, to be honest. His abs just don't move, which is kind of weird in terms of, you know, I know a lot of really lean, good, in-shape people, and people's abs normally they'll kind of breathe out, they kind of breathe in, there's movement there. You know, again, I don't really pay too much attention.
No.
I'm someone that likes to kind of give honest, realistic advice to people. And, you know, with my clients, I'm always focusing on, you focus on your improvements. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about what the celebrity guys are doing. Focus on you getting better. And that kind of advice goes to my pro athletes right down to my beginners. I try and avoid all the social media bombardment and kind of, it can actually make you depressed if you go online. We've had this discussion many times. And, you know, you can flick through social media and suddenly you think you're really, really weak. Or you think your physique isn't good enough. Or, you know, whatever. There's always that comparison that is never healthy for anyone. I've seen more and more stuff from Liver King. And what I get from what he's kind of... I mean, he's got these, you know, 9 ancestral trials and, you know, eat, sleep. And it's all great stuff. You know, stuff that, yeah, maybe we should be doing. But he's kind of going on these people's shows... And he kind of does this thing where he calls people primals or subprimals. And people asking him the question, do you use steroids? It's a difficult question to answer when you're in the kind of limelight and you've got, as an athlete, sponsors to deal with, or you're a celebrity, or whatever it is. Yeah, he's not in that kind of industry, but he's claiming that what he sells can make you look like him. That's probably where the things start to go wrong initially. Then he's being asked the question directly. And rather than saying, it's a tough question to answer, I'd rather not answer it, he's like, no, that's for subprimals. I'm a primal. I can do this just eating liver and, you know, training hard. When the reality is, he's got bills now and blood tests that prove that that wasn't the fact at all. And I think when there's younger people watching, you know, saying that you're an idiot for doing things like that, and then he's going to be using it himself, that's quite hard to take, especially when you're talking about a generation of people that do struggle mentally. We kind of see all these incredible physiques that, you know, athletes have on social media, in magazines, in sport, etc. And it's hard to kind of see that and say, well, I'm training my ass off and I'm not looking like that. It's a mentally very hard thing to take. Hell, I didn't lose weight this week and I was crying like a baby.
Oh, it was.
It's really one of those subjects that does get asked a lot of the time. Do you take steroids? When you keep constantly just telling someone, no, I don't do it, and you're an idiot for doing it, I think that's where he went wrong.
Yeah, and I don't think it's like, I don't care that he's on steroids. I don't care either. I don't think anyone should be concerned about the fact that he's taking steroids or growth hormone or whatever it is, because unless you're his doctor and you're concerned about his health, it's his life. He's not cheating in a sport where it's clearly against the rules. Like, in that regard, it doesn't really matter, but obviously he's selling products, isn't he? And that's where it becomes problematic, because he's saying this supplement will do this for you, and he's not talking about, you know, the other stuff that he's doing. You know, isn't that the case with all marketing and all advertising, whether it be on social media or on TV, you know, you've only got to look at makeup as an example and mascara, and it will say in small print, dramatization of bloody eyelashes going like that. So
are you saying I can't have eyelashes like that?
You probably could, I can't. But we know that it happens.
In everything, you know, everyone wants to look like the hot celebrity at a certain time.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's airbrushed photos, videos, filters. It's all about looking perfect. And it is a high pressure environment being kind of in front of the public eye. And someone like Liver King now, who has got such a following, and he's delved into this kind of deeper and deeper hole that he's done himself into in terms of, you know, the only way you can look like this is to do these things that I'm doing. And yet behind the scenes, he's doing other things. I think that's the negative that comes from these things. You be transparent, be realistic. Tell people that they've got to focus on their progress. Don't kind of hide it like, oh yeah, you can look like this with this product. Or, you know, it takes, to look like the Liver King is damn hard. I'm telling you that now. So it's when kind of women go, I don't want to train, I don't want to turn into Arnold Schwarzenegger. Don't worry, love.
That ain't gonna happen by accident.
Same if you're kind of getting into the gym. You could bang in a load of steroids. You're still not going to look like the Liver King. He's got a fantastic physique. Yet there's guys bigger and better than him out there that have incredible genetics on top of it. And it, you know, it goes down that route of, oh yeah, if they use steroids, they're going to look like that. I hate it in terms of strongman because we get asked the question all the time. And the fact is, you know, I'm on TRT currently. It's something that it's hard to talk about when you're an athlete because everyone's kind of, you know, you're in a sport. Well, it's a sport that isn't tested for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And right now I'm not an athlete. And it's, you know, my goal is hold on to as much muscle as I can whilst getting fitter. And you make sure you have blood tests done. You make sure your kind of health is as optimum as possible. Yet you still have to understand there's side effects to it. And if you are okay with making that decision, it's fine. But I could never, as a coach and as a strongman...
You would never say to a client, like, you know, someone buying a product from you, I'm totally natty, I've always been natty, you can be as strong as me just by doing what I did.
I am 100% open with my clients.
Yeah.
There's two things that I never do. One is I won't try and sell them a product. Two, I won't advise them to use something.
No.
So, like, if an athlete came to me, our goal is to get them as good as possible naturally. If they ask me about stuff, then I will kind of reply. But I honestly, in terms of that kind of side of things, it's always minimal and trying to do things as safely as possible. It's one of, you know, it's a difficult subject that needs to be talked about more and more, I think. And it's something, you know, I've wanted to talk about more openly.
I hold back.
You know, it's a tough, delicate subject. So I kind of sympathise slightly with the Liver King because I know it's a hard subject to openly talk about. But the fact is, when you're going on people's shows and you're almost insulting people for kind of questioning, the guy looks like a god in terms of like physical fitness. If someone on if an influencer's kind of looking at you saying, oh no, I think he's using gear, you can't then say, oh no, that guy's an idiot, when clearly you are on gear.
It's a bit rude, I guess. But to take a positive away from it, I think it's a stark reminder to all of us to take social media with a pinch of salt, because it's, you know, it's very much a highlight reel. People don't show you the crap stuff. You know, I was just looking at my own social media and I thought, yeah, that's at Strongman, that's all happy, kids looking great. What they don't see is the kids looking an absolute disaster, me at 1 a.m. like that. I mean, I'm guessing no one wants to see that anyway. But, you know, it's a highlight reel, isn't it? And
it is indeed. And I think we're all guilty at times for going on social media and kind of, you know, you can let things get to you a little bit. Yeah. I sometimes need to have a break from social media. I like to just focus on my own progress, whether that's physical fitness, whether it's getting stronger, whether it's business, whether it's trying to focus on being a good parent, being a good partner, whatever it is. When you kind of go on there and you kind of see other people doing these incredible things, it can make you feel a little bit
less than.
Yeah. And, you know, if you're like myself, who can get in that kind of negative mindset, sometimes having a break from it is good. But like Liz says, take it with a pinch of salt. There is a lot of good advice out there. Yeah. It's just kind of sieving through and kind of realising, okay, this guy's telling the truth. This guy is clearly just trying to build a brand and a product.
I mean, personally, I kind of think people must have been crazy to think he was natural anyway. But I guess maybe being from the strength world, because I'm so, entrenched in it.
Mm-hmm.
I come with a slightly different mindset. I know some people will be more shocked by that sort of thing. I know, actors, when they have to go into a role and it's quite demanding and they have to change their physique, they're using. And it's not something that's talked about that much, but it happens, doesn't it? And I guess for the average person who doesn't strength train, isn't involved in that world, it might be quite shocking, maybe.
Yeah, and the media don't help in that kind of
because they demonize
well.
Steroids so much. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think, it doesn't need to be evil and good. There's a lot of grey areas in every aspect of life. There's not just one way or the other. It's finding the right path for you, finding influence that inspires you. And if the Liver King does inspire you and you want to try his way of eating and you feel like his way of training and eating is going to help you, then by all means go and do it. But that doesn't mean completely dismiss every other training method and diet and approach that is out there. If you are someone out there that wants to get stronger, wants to get in better shape, my best advice, enjoy your training. Find a training style that you enjoy. Find a nutritional plan that you enjoy. That if you eat food that you don't like, how are you going to stick to it?
I don't think I could eat raw meat and liver.
I definitely couldn't. I mean, it's not going to work for me.
No.
I am nowhere near the shape of Liver King, but I've managed to shift 100 pounds. I feel much better. I feel good in myself. I still have loose skin around my stomach. I am far from perfect. I still hold fat around my stomach. My arms are looking better. Shoulders are looking better. I do try and focus on the positives, but you're still going to look at those negatives as well. But I found food that I enjoy. I make sure I'm in a calorie deficit, just a slight deficit, and it's allowed me to kind of, over a long period of time, shift some weight. Doesn't need to be dramatic, doesn't need to be happening within 3 weeks. It's all about making small changes that will improve your lifestyle and be happy. People keep asking me, you're going to do a bodybuilding comp? Hell no, I don't want to go through the hell and misery of doing a diet to be on stage. I really don't. I'd have to diet really, really hard, have to lose a lot more fat still, and it's just not for me. Find what you like doing, enjoy it, take inspiration from different people, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys. Take care. We'll speak to you soon.